atrocious today. That's a compliment. Don't take that any other way but that, right? How we doing, Tigers? Oh! That's good, that's good. All right, hey, glad it's Friday? Oh. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, not everybody is. Okay. Hey, so first of all, as always, look, I appreciate all the hard work that everyone is doing every day. It is pretty busy, and it's only gonna kind of get pretty busier between now and block leave. We've got a lot of stuff on our plate across the battalion, and so from HAC all the way over to literally anyway 57th's feeling the love right now on some IA and red cycles. 264 like leading the brigade, division, and corps on some unmanned breach, live fires, like you name it, we're getting after it. 161 heading out to live fires next week, increasing some lethality, and 618 going to dig, right? Like that's get better at their fucking craft, right? So look, that's busy. There's nobody that is not doing something very, very busy. And as you look from now until really past mid-December, it stays like this pretty much every week, right? So there's some good things, right? Hey, we're able to get after stuff, get better as an organization, get better as an individual, and that is great. What is very important though is that you take care of yourself up here during that time, right? Expectation management to me is like a pretty huge thing, right? If I know what to expect, then I can mentally prepare myself to know that I'm gonna be getting after it and I'm gonna be busy. And so, part of that's why I'm bringing this up is so y'all can mentally prepare yourself that we are going to be busy between now and mid December, prior to block leave. There are a lot of things to do, and there are not enough of us to do it. That's just the bottom line, right? And so commanders are helping set priorities. There are some things that we are just not going to be able to get done, and that is okay. But it will take all of us working hard to be able to get all the things done. That makes sense? Oh. Right? Yeah, I mean, just as an example, clean sweep. Man, like that week is absolutely packed with a whole lot of other things other than clean sweep. Rajo, it's a bit of an anomaly from what you will normally see. We got a lot of stuff. Normally, that's all we're doing all week is clean sweep, right? That is not the case. Right? Our clean sweep is packed with operations across the board, and so we've got to be able to. The people that we have, we're going to prioritize. We're going to say, hey, look, what do we have to get done? Well, we have to get done these ranges and training areas, right? We don't have a choice. I can't turn that off, right? That's the core says you're going to go do this, and we gotta go do those things, right? But there's some other our area is probably not going to be looking the best after that. After that, doesn't mean that I don't want, and we don't want to make sure that we do our own house cleaning. It's just we got to look at other times outside of just that, and we're going to eat that elephant one bite at a time, right? And hey, all right, hey, let's go knock out what we can when we can to be able to get our areas looking nice. Rajo? Okay. So secondly, along with this busy schedule, right? What I don't want us to lose sight of is being very cognizant of what is going on around the world right now, right? I think everybody pretty much knows that there's a lot going on. Obviously in Europe. In the Middle East, and things are even getting more spicy over in Indo-PACOM, right? And so I say all that to say, don't lose sight of our real mission during these next couple months to be able to go out the door whenever anybody needs us to be able to do that, right? So even though we're busy, I got to make sure that I'm personally ready, that I'm qualified on my weapon, that I have all my med pros and my admin stuff done, and that my family is ready for me to get a notice that I may be leaving in 24 to 96 to 7-day notice. Does that make sense? Things are volatile enough, right, that it changes on a dime. Does that make sense? While we're talking right now, there could be things that are happening right now that completely escalate, and they're coming to Fort Liberty to get the resources that they need to be able to go solve problems. This is just a bottom line. They're going to be coming to Fort Liberty. obviously I don't have a crystal ball and I can't tell you that it is going to be us. I can tell you that if we come back and say we're not ready to go, it won't be us. Does that make sense? It won't be. Yeah, well, you know, we're not really ready. We've got 50% of our people that can actually walk out the door. They're gonna be like, thanks, but no thanks. We'll go to another unit that can do it. Does that make sense? That's, I don't know. That's not in my DNA. I'll tell you that, right? Like I joined the army to fight and win and go kill people. That's why I joined the army. And so that's what I expect. Just automatically expect. Kind of that's generally all why you did. And so if there's an opportunity for me to go do that, to go do why I really joined the army, I want to make sure that I can do that. Does that make sense? Right? And so don't let the opportunity to go defend your country when needed pass by because of some silly reason that you're not ready to go. Does that make sense? We're doing better on those things, right? And so I appreciate it. We are looking better than we have in quite some time. It just don't let it slip, right? Don't let it fall. Understand where you're at, what you need to do on an individual level, and make sure your leadership helps you get there. Rajo? Okay, awesome. All right, well, last thing, and I don't want to jinx this, but like, Tigers, you have done an absolutely amazing job of like just making good choices. The number of serious like SIRs and incidents and anything, drugs and alcohol and craziness is ridiculously low. It is absolutely unbelievably low. And so I'm just like waiting for for something to turn around and change. Look, it hasn't, and across the board, it's been absolutely amazing. And so, like, honestly, kudos to each and every one of you. It is absolutely amazing. People make mistakes. It's generally understood that mistakes are going to be made, and you guys have just found ways to like really not make a whole lot of mistakes. And so that it's absolutely amazing. Keep it up. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. Don't go do drugs. Now that I said that, please don't do that. Look, it's pretty amazing, and it definitely helps. We need each and every one of you, right? Our numbers are just continuing to kind of go down, and so it's not going to change the fact that we might have to go do something. It doesn't change the amount of work that we have to do every day. Just puts more on everybody else's rucksack, right? If you leave, you go decide to smoke drugs, and you get caught. Well, we're just taking all your shit out of your rucksack and we're distributing that amongst everyone else's, right? And that keeps happening over and over again. Our rucksacks get pretty damn heavy, right? So don't do it. Don't be selfish. Continue to make great choices. Super proud of the team. And with that, hand it over to the boss.
How you guys doing? I'm not going to touch on a lot of what Sergeant Major already said. It was great. I was sitting there mentally taking notes. I'll touch on one thing, like, you know, he talked about clean sweep and, you know, all the stuff that's on the table. And I think where you talk about where does a commander and a sergeant major assume risk, right? Like, we are actively assuming risk in our footprint to go do those other things so that we can also do other missions at the same time, right? There's going to be jumps going on, digging tank ditches and building dragon's teeth and all kinds of stuff going on at that same time. So that's where we're assuming risk as a command to say, hey, like, we're not going to be focused on this area. We're going to focus on the things that are much more operational and get us out to go do some autonomous breaching. So just wanted to touch that. Another thing, we had 3 new soldiers. Do we have any more new soldiers that came in? I don't know if they came to formation. We had 3.
161.
Come on up. Come on up.
Stand and get up there.
Hopefully they're not MIA already. That'd be a problem. Oh, look at that. Come on up here. You been up here before, Nixon?
No, sir.
No? All right, but you went through the onboarding already, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, we're going to go down the line. Go ahead, introduce yourself and say what you're famous for. And then we'll do the one clap thing when he's done, all right? Go ahead.
How y'all doing? I'm Specialist Nixon. I just PCSF from Fort Hood. And what I'm famous for, honestly, I ain't got one. be honest.
You can't move on until you give us something.
We're standing here with bated breath. Everyone's waiting in the lead.
I guess I'm famous for making good burgers.
All right. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Private Graham, just got back from AIT and Airborne. This is my first unit here. Yeah, I'm originally from Pennsylvania. Famous for, that's a.
No, what are you good at? What do you like? What do you like to do? What?
I do gunsmithing back home.
All right, nice.
Known for that.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Specialist Thompson.
Yep.
I'm coming from Fort Lewis, Washington, and I'd say famous for basketball.
There you go.
That's all.
1, 2, 3.
I'm Private Stinson. I'm coming from Fort Moore, and I'm famous for cooking.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
I'm Private Standing Rock. I'm from Montana, and I'm famous for my looks.
1, 2, 3.
Sounds like something.
All right, you guys can go ahead and fall back in. All right, Sergeant Major talked about, how low we are with UCMJ actions and all that stuff. Just continue to have good character. It's what you do when no one's looking, right? And then continuous improvement. 1% better every day, right? Just continue to improve and get after those things. Why are we doing this in the motor pool? We're doing it in the motor pool today because Sergeant Major and I are going to walk around and check some lines. All right, we're I don't want to have to silly call someone back to like fix a line, but that's what we're doing today. So we're going to go check some lines, make sure you policed up and did all the things that you're supposed to do every day. I talk about, like last week I said something about some folks that were hanging out in the car and chatting and like had nothing to do. I hate idle hands. Like I think that's the worst thing you could be doing. Always getting after some level of training, regardless of what you're doing in the footprint, or get some college classes done. I don't care what you're doing, but like sitting around on your hands, wringing your hands, not the right answer. All right, pull up some sleeves and get after it. All right, continue to do what you're doing. I sent out a SWOT analysis. Anyone know what SWOT stands for? SWOT? Any of my PMP guys out there? So, let's go. There you go, right on the money. All right. So sent out a SWOT analysis on kind of my first 90 days here, and an assessment that I've made on the battalion and the systems we have in place. Send it out to platoon leaders, platoon sergeants, but feel free to share it with every soldier in this formation. I think they deserve to see kind of what I see from my foxhole and how they can help me improve what I'm seeing and get better. Make sense? All right. Aside from that, I don't have anything else, Sergeant Major.
It's gonna be a great weekend. All right, I'll be gone next week, Tigers, but I'll miss you. All right.
So you know where he's going, right? So he's going to the I keep saying, I want to say Game of Thrones. Hunger Games. So it's Hunger Games for Sergeant Major. So basically all the Sergeant Majors gather up in Fort Knox, and they're going to compete to see who's going to be suitable for taking another command as a Sergeant Major, or for a nominative position as a Sergeant Major. So he's going there to compete. They say you're competing against yourself, but you're competing against all the other Sergeant Majors that are out there.
I'm gonna kick all their asses. It'll be good. We'll be straight.
So wish him luck on his way out. So he'll have to do that. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I got to go through it to come in command here, and after this, I'll get to go through it for brigade command. But that's something that all you guys should be looking forward to is how do you continue to compete for that next position. But again, I thought I was closing it out, and I don't want to give you a whole other speech on something. So anything else?
No, sir.
All right, let's do it.
All right, fall back in.